Today, I'm going to share with you the power of lookalike audiences. You need to understand that there's a moment to use lookalike audience, and we are going to discuss about it. And not only that, but there's a way that you can ruin your lookalike audiences, and we're going to discuss about that as well. So you need to understand that lookalike audiences, yes, it's powerful, but you need to learn about it before you start doing it. Because at the end of the day, you could destroy your chance to have a very powerful audience. And that's not what I want. And you know, data is king, especially in the dropshipping world. So, do lookalike audience work on Facebook and how do they work, how powerful they are? That's what we're going to cover today. Okay, so by the way, stay until the end of this video because I have a few tips that will gladly help you, and I want to share it to you at the end. Watch entirely through because this video is full of knowledge, but at the end, there's two things that you need to understand when it comes to lookalike audiences. Okay, so and how do they work? Let's get on it straight. 99% of people use lookalike audiences at the wrong time. So that's what you need to understand is there's a moment to use lookalike audiences. If you don't use them at the right moment, then you are going to have an audience that is worth nothing. And you're going to say, like, what's happening? I use lookalike audiences. I don't even have a good purchase. I don't even have two purchases, not even three. What's going on? Well, you need to understand that there's a moment to use that audience. If you don't use it at the right moment, it's simply going to flop. So that's what you need to understand. So, when do lookalike audience work? So you need to understand that lookalike audiences already work. They already work, but when you have data, and that's what you need to understand. If you have data, the more you have, the more powerful is your lookalike audiences. The more great quality data that you have, the greater quality is your lookalike audiences. And that's what you need to understand is at the end of the day, it's all about the data. And you will understand a lot of things on this video. Okay, so what do you need to understand now? So why are lookalike audiences so powerful? Well, the thing is with lookalike audiences, the thing that you need to understand is that if, let's say, you have a certain amount of purchases and you create a lookalike audience, what's going to happen is the Facebook pixel is going to analyze that audience and is going to say, okay, which one of those people have something in common that I can pinpoint and find into other people to find you new pocket of audiences. So let's say, let me give you an example. Let's say that you're selling a dog toy, and it looks like everybody that bought from you bought their food at Walmart. So dog food at Walmart. So he's going to target everybody that has a dog that shops at Walmart. And how do you know where they shop? What do they do? Is because Facebook creates things like groups, like pages, like memes, and tracks your likes, your comments, and knows what you're looking for. Probably like a year ago, you typed into an ad of Walmart or you typed into a post and you said, I bought it at Walmart. So they know what you do. So that's why you need to understand that at the end of the day, social media has all your data. And there's nothing wrong if you're doing nothing wrong, obviously, but that's how they track you. They track you with everything that you do. And that's how powerful it is. Think about it. You know that 99% of people that bought this dog toy from you purchase their food, their dog food at Walmart. Then you know the next time you're going to launch an ad, it's going to be a banger 100% of the time. Why? Because the audience is too powerful, it's too narrowed down. Okay, so now let's speak about data because you need data. If you don't have data, then your lookalike audience is worthless, is not usable. So, what data do you need? You need actions. What is an action? An action is page view, add to cart, purchases, website visitors. It's basically anything that happens on your website. How many actions do you need? You need at least 500 actions of something. So you need 500 action of page view, 500 action of add to carts, 500 action of website visitors. Keep in mind, there's lookalike audiences that are way more powerful than others. Website visitors is way less powerful than purchases. Why? Because it's way harder to get 500 purchases than it is to get 500 website visitors. Getting 500 website visitors, it's nothing. It basically takes a few days and you have 500 visitors. But what about 500 purchases? It could take weeks, if not months, depending on the product that you're selling. Okay, so now what to avoid and when using lookalike audiences. Look, guys, the first thing that you need to avoid is that a lot of you are going to say, okay, I need 500 purchases, I need 500 website visitors. Let me add some cheap countries. So I'm going to add some cheap countries, and those cheap countries are going to feed my data. And I'm going to have 500 add to carts quickly. I'm going to have 1,000 initiate checkout quickly. I'm going to have whatever the number that you want. You're going to have it quicker because you feed it with cheap data. And that's what's going to happen after when you launch your lookalike audiences. They will be fed with cheap data, so they will not work well. So you want to keep that in mind. Every time you're feeding your pixel, every time you're feeding the algorithm, it needs to be with great data. Don't do anything at half. Don't try to, feeding it with like good, medium. At the end of the day, you know what you're doing. And if you don't do the right thing, you're going to have a bad pixel, a bad lookalike audiences. I see a lot of people, they come to me. We try lookalike audiences. They don't work. And they're like, yeah, you see, I don't know what happened. And I'm like, yeah, you don't want to say it. You're lying to me. But I know that it doesn't work because you have enough data. So clearly it must be working. It simply doesn't work because you didn't fed the right audience. You were trying to spam the actions. And Facebook knows that. So that's why it will reward you with the same thing that you gave them with crappy data. And that's not what you want, is it? So that's the first thing. The second thing, and the most important thing, is guys, I understand that you need to take actions and you want to control everything. I understand that. But when it's time to make lookalike audiences, like, come on, let the algorithm do his thing. Don't narrow down by gender. Don't narrow down by age. Don't narrow down by interest. Don't do anything. Just let loose the lookalike audiences. At this point in time, when you have enough data to make a lookalike audience, you need to understand that Facebook is smarter than you to find your audience. At the beginning, I'm 100% agreeing with you. Facebook doesn't know your audience because you haven't feed him enough data. You haven't. So you probably know more your audience than Facebook. But what about when you have 500 purchases? Trust me, when you have 500 purchases, Facebook knows more your audience than anybody else in the world. Why? Because they have millions of data points that they can look at and they can analyze. And with those millions of data points that they can analyze, they can find new pocket of audiences to feed your pixel to give you more sales and reward you with whatever you want. You need to understand something. Lookalike audiences are like gods. If you treat them well, they will reward you with good things. If you don't, they won't. And, I'm not saying this to be a preacher or some sort. I'm just saying Facebook is what you're dealing with. The more you give it the right information, the more you're going to have a successful business. Don't be like, I don't care at the beginning. Eventually, it will optimize. No, it starts from day one. From day one, you need to make sure that you do your best. So on day 100, you get rewarded. Because what happens is that you're going to see a lot of your competitors at the same place than you. 100 days later, they are crushing it and you are not. Why? Because they did the right thing from the beginning and you didn't. And that's what you need to understand when it comes to lookalike audiences. If you need any help with lookalike audiences, please comment down below. I will help you and I will tell you what you need to do. If you don't know how to set it up, comment setup, and I'm going to make a video on how to set up lookalike audiences. And any other sort of question, let me know. I'm more than happy to help you guys with the question that you would have for Facebook ads. So, hope this helped. Wish you all an amazing rest of your day. Take care and see you on the next video. Peace out.